Hi everyone, my name is Sumaya Ahmed and I am the Virtual Content Specialist for 7th grade Science. This video will review how to use the 3 levels of text protocol adapted from the National School Reform faculty of Harmony Foundation Center. This strategy can help deepen understanding of a text and help facilitate a discussion based on the text. So there are 5 steps for this strategy. First, student 1, so one student in the class sets a timer for 3 minutes. So this student will be the timekeeper for this activity. Next, student 2 or another student, different from the timekeeper, reads a passage from the text. And after the student reads the passage, they stop and share their thoughts, explain what they read, or ask questions. Student 2 also explains the implications or consequences of what they read. And lastly, other students respond to what they heard from student 2's response. So this should all be done in 3 minutes for each section of text and can be repeated as needed. So this can be done as a whole class, this can be done as a group. If you're teaching virtually, you can add students to breakout rooms and they can do it in their breakout rooms as well. This process is helpful because the students are taking a more active role in reading. And research has shown that a deliberate pause after reading a section of text to analyze and discuss the reading helps with reading comprehension. So as you are going through each paragraph, the reader is reading the paragraph, pausing, sharing their thoughts, and other students are responding to those thoughts, and that helps with comprehension and clarify any misconceptions throughout reading the whole text. There is also more student accountability because students have to listen to their peers' reading and thoughts and respond to them. There is a time limit, which helps students to stay on task and manage their time on each section of the text. Lastly, as students read and vocalize their thoughts, they can compare their thought process with their peers as well. This can show similarities or differences in how others in their class analyze or understand texts, or spark students to question their peers and promote a class discussion. So here I have a graphic organizer that I created when I first used this with my 7th grade science class. I wanted to structure this as much as possible in the beginning, and once students are more comfortable with it, we can just have a discussion without this graphic organizer. But I first wanted to use this as a scaffold to make them aware of this process and to get them more comfortable using this process. So here I have the paragraph number, the reader's name. This section here, the students record the reader's thoughts, connections, and implications. And lastly, this My Response section would be filled out for the student completing the graphic organizer, where all students respond to the reader. So here is a completed student sample. So in class, we read an article on how volcanoes formed the Hawaiian Islands. And we used that to complete the 3 level of text protocol using this graphic organizer. So as you can see here, the student who was the reader, they read the first paragraph and they shared their thoughts, connections, and questions over here in this section. And all other students responded to the first reader. So these are the responses of the student who filled out this graphic organizer. So this student recorded what the reader said, and then she kind of added her own questions and her own thoughts. Some students asked questions, some made connections from a video that we watched earlier in class. Some students who visited Hawaii themselves wrote about the connection to the volcanoes and tourism. Um, so there are different ways that students connected to what the reader read and responded to. So to summarize, this is how you use the 3 levels of text protocol. It can be used to introduce the strategy or as a scaffold, but the goal should be to encourage active reading, questioning, and a structured text-based discussion. Thank you for watching.